Welcome everyone to the Avengers podcast, where we talk Marvel, DC, Star Wars, and more. I'm your host Peyton, and with me is my co-host Torin.
Yo.
We have a great show for everyone this week. We're going to be talking about legacy characters and, taking up mantles and stuff like that. We also have the news of the week, so if you want to jump around, you can do so in the description or the show notes. There's going to be time codes. And with that, let's just get right into the news. This is according to Insider Gaming. Unfortunately, the Knights of the Old Republic remake is reportedly dead, which sucks for me because I never played Knights of the Old Republic. Not really. I think I played like 10 minutes one time of the original.
I haven't either. I've only seen like the cinematic.
Yeah.
Which like they fucking cooked with, dude. That shit, like, it's crazy how that still like holds up.
And it was going to be, I think it was going to be like a timed PS5 exclusive. It went through like multiple developers, and yeah, it's dead now. So hopefully it gets revived again at some point, but yeah, as of right now, it's dead. So that sucks.
Damn.
This is according to the Hollywood Reporter. Forgive my pronunciation, but Anna Nogueira is set to write the script for DCU's Supergirl Woman of Tomorrow. She was also writing a Supergirl script before the James Gunn's takeover that was going to start Sasha Calle. Hopefully she's remains Supergirl, but who knows. But she is now set to write the DCU's version for Supergirl. And I don't remember if I talked about it on the podcast, but I did read Supergirl Woman of Tomorrow, and it's very good. So seeing a version of that story being told on film is a very exciting prospect, because it's a great story. And I wish her the best. And presumably the way James Gunn talked about it, because usually when stuff like this comes out, he does confirm it on Twitter or Instagram. He said that like it's like a beautiful script. So presumably it's like at least a first draft has been written already. So maybe this movie is further along than we realize. So that'll be cool. And also another piece of DC news. I almost said DCU news. It's not DCU news. Harley Quinn has been renewed for a season 5. So great news for me because I love that show. And yeah, that's it for DC news. Moving on to some Marvel news. This is according to Deadline. This is really unfortunate. This is according to Deadline. Destin Daniel Cretton departs as director on Avengers, the Kang Dynasty. Although he does still remain attached to other MCU projects such as Wonder Man and, of course, Shang-Chi 2. So, yeah, this is really unfortunate because I was really excited for Destin Daniel Cretton to be directing an Avengers movie. I thought he was a fantastic choice for that.
Yeah, I would love to see him cook with that.
But no, he's not. It's not fair. There is like sort of like rumors like rumbling around like maybe they're retooling their strategy for those Avengers movies. I don't know though. We'll see, I guess. But I wonder if it was like he departed because shit's taking too long, or like maybe they just are going in a different creative direction. I don't know. They didn't really specify in the report as to why he was departing, but considering he's still attached to Wonder Man and Shang-Chi too, I doubt it's not like there's any like bad blood or anything like that. So that's that. And some huge news, according to Deadline, Pedro Pascal is rumored to be in talks for the role of Reed Richards in Fantastic Four, which there's so many rumors.
It's something.
This one seems to be the most concrete, maybe. According to the Hollywood Reporter, they say Pedro Pascal's involvement in Fantastic Four as Reed Richards will be dependent on sorting out his schedule with Gladiator 2 and The Last of Us Season 2. So because Fantastic Four is set to release in 2025, they'd have to film sometime next year, and The Last of Us Season 2 is filming that year, and Gladiator 2. So it's like it's a whole thing to juggle. But also, Pedro Pascal is Reed Richards. It was rumored that like Adam Driver was going to be Reed Richards, then like that seemed to fall through, I guess. And then it was rumored, we didn't talk about it because there's been a bunch of rumors flying around, but like there was rumors that like Jake Gyllenhaal was in talks at one point, and now Pedro Pascal seems to be the closest to actually signing a deal for the role. And my initial reaction was like, Pedro Pascal? I love Pedro Pascal. Who doesn't love Pedro Pascal? But as Reed Richards, I don't know. But then, you know, the internet galvanizes me, and I'm just like, you know what, maybe he would be good. And also, I kind of just want to see him as Reed Richards just to spite some people on the internet, because they're like, Reed is supposed to be like a sort of a tool, and he's like kind of a dick or whatever, and like Pedro Pascal is like a nice guy. I'm like, you know, he's an actor, right? His job is to act. Like,
yeah.
Have you seen him in Game of Thrones? Like it's like, oh, it's a nice guy, Pedro Pascal. That doesn't mean he can't play a dick. But yeah, I don't know. Pedro Pascal would not be my first choice. But at the same time, I don't know. Who knows?
Yeah, it's always a theme with, you know, with actors like who get casted like, you know, these really big roles. I mean, it could definitely turn around for sure. We've seen it multiple times. I mean, it's a thing to where, like, right now people are like, oh, you know, it's just like so random. Like, why Pedro Pascal? Like, I know like he's a trend, but like, why him? You know, it's whatever. But I mean, if it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, I don't really care either. So
yeah, I'm not seeing a lot of it seems like they're not really doing like auditions. They're just offering certain actors the role.
Yeah.
I believe there have been auditions for the Human Torch though. But at least for Reed Richards, I don't know about the other roles, but at least for Reed Richards, it seems that they're just offering the role, which I don't know. Is that the best choice or is that the best route to go with? I don't know. But yeah, Pedro Pascal, I'm open to it because I love him as an actor and as a person, and I don't doubt his ability to play this character. It's just one of those things where it's like, maybe like, it's like, oh, well, he doesn't look like him, so like, who knows? But like, you know, he's a good actor, and I don't doubt that he could pull off that personality type. It's just, when you think of Reed Richards, I'm not thinking Pedro Pascal.
Yeah.
But you know, I guess we'll have to see, and maybe, you know, it won't pan out with his schedule, and then we'll have to go through this entire thing again. Oh, who knows though? But this is according to Jeff Snyder. Apparently, Javier Bardem is reportedly the top choice to play Galactus in Fantastic Four.
That's insane.
That's a fantastic casting choice.
That's crazy
if that happens. Now, before this, it seemed that Antonio Banderas was actually the sort of the one that was leading their choice for the character, but Javier Bardem maybe is now their top choice. It doesn't seem like they've maybe talked to him about it, but at least internally they're like, if we can get anyone, it's going to be Javier Bardem. And yeah, that'd be insane. I think he'd do it too, to be honest.
It sounds like super fun for him.
Yeah, that'd be insane. But we also got the Madam Web trailer, and it's
something. I mean, like, Sydney Sweeney looks fucking great in that costume. I mean, I don't know. It's something.
I think it looks pretty all right. I think if like they're actually like using spider people for once,
finally, and
they're actually, I don't know. It seems like there's some love put into this. It doesn't look like studio bullshit. It looks like, even though like people are clowning on the trailer, like saying it looks like CW shit, and like I could kind of see that, but like what it looks like really, if we're going to compare it to the CW, is it looks more like season 1 and 2 of The Flash, which is good by all accounts. So like, and like, I'm not gonna set it to the same sort of standards as CW Flash. I cut the CW Flash a lot of slack, except in the later seasons. But in those early seasons, I cut it some slack because it's a CW show, and it's like, well, what are you gonna do? It's a CW show. So in this, I'm not gonna cut it the same amount of slack, but also I don't think it looks that bad. Like, again, we're actually using spider people. I think people are saying like the Ezekiel suit is like one of the worst suits of all time. I don't know about all of that. I think it looks kind of cool, to be honest. And you know, like he said, like the other Spider women's suits are cool. It seems like it's going to be, you know, obviously it being Madam Web, she can like see the future or whatever. It's, I don't know, it looks fun to me. Like, if I think I shit on Sony's Spider-Man universe movies a lot, and I will continue to do that, but I think if any of them are going to be good between this, Kraven, and Venom 3, I think this one is probably going to be the best one, because it actually looks like something, you know what I mean? But yeah, for this one, for like Venom 3, I'm like, it's gonna be shit. For Kraven, I'm like, it's gonna be shit. But for this one, I'm like, it could be good. It could be. We'll see. It's still Sony. But yeah, I don't know. It looks fun to me. I also like the idea of Adam Scott as Uncle Ben. So who knows? Take a shot every time I say who knows.
Yeah, I'd be on the floor.
We also got a trailer for What If Season 2, and it looks like a second season of What If.
I haven't seen the trailer.
You haven't seen the trailer? It looks like a lot of fun. It looks like, it honestly, genuinely looks like a big improvement on season 1. It seems like there may be a through line like season 1 had, but it's not as directly connected with each other. And the actual episodes seem to be less directly tied to the MCU, because like the first season was like, what if this movie, but different? And it still goes through the same beats of the movie. This one seems to be very much doing its own thing. And the season premieres on December 22nd, and we'll be releasing an episode every single day until December 30th. So that's like what, 9 episodes? I think it's 9 episodes.
Yeah.
And there is also the episode list, which is the first episode to the last episode is going to be what if Nebula joined the Nova Corps, what if Peter Quill attacked Earth's Mightiest Heroes, and in the trailer that actually looked really interesting, because it looks like it's like young Peter Quill like figured out his light powers, so that'll be really interesting. There's what if Happy Hogan saved Christmas, and a lot of people were like, oh, so it's just going to be Iron Man 3, and apparently that's not going to be the case. So that'll be interesting, I think. There's what if Iron Man crashed into the Grand Master, which I think is going to be a lot of fun. What if Captain Carter fought the Hydra Stomper, and that's going to be obviously a continuation from season 1. There's what if the Avengers assembled in 1602, which I think is going to be really interesting. There's what if Hela found the 10 rings, which sounds cool. What if Kaori reshaped the world, which is their new original character specifically for what if this I think it's a Native American character. And then there's what if Strange Supreme intervened, which again is another carryover from season 1. All of these sound really interesting to me, and again, just looking at the trailer, it looks like a pretty big improvement on season 1, and I enjoyed season 1 for the most part. So that is the news of the week.
Wait, hold on. Did you want to address that Steven Yeun stuff, or is that like, I don't know?
Well, I think that came out a while ago, and I'm pretty sure we talked about it on the podcast before. But because yes, Robert
Kirkman.
Robert Kirkman,
I remember that,
did let it slip that Steven Yeun is definitely playing Sentry in the Thunderbolts. Apparently he's already had a costume fitting and shit. Steven Yeun made a joke. He was like, apparently I only play people who wear yellow and blue costumes, which is pretty funny. I didn't even think about that. But yeah, so that is a thing. But yeah, we already knew he was playing Sentry. But now it's like Robert Kirkman has just let it slip. So yeah, I guess it's official now. But yeah, that's the news of the week for now, as far as I know. So I guess it's time to move on to our topic, which is legacy characters. So do you want to, there's been this whole controversy on Twitter. It's been trending, but I didn't really look into it because I kind of saw it and I was like, I know what this is. and I just left it at that. Yeah. So explain, because I know there's like a video with a woman and something, I don't know. Explain.
Yeah, I don't know which dumb fuck said this shit, but so basically, there's actually been like 2 women that have been saying this, and it kind of called it this big trend. But the first thing that I saw it was like this like Asian conservative lady on Twitter. Her name is like Lauren Chang or something. I believe that's her name. And she was like, Miles Morales is Miles Morales, and I'm like, oh, okay. I was. It's like, I see a blue check mark. It's a political conservative person. I think they're just. I mean, of course, they're trying to get engagement because they're poor and they're not going to have enough money to get their kids gifts for Christmas. And then everyone else starts saying it. Like, I saw this like white Twitch streamer, like woman. She says the same thing, and I'm just like, okay, buddy, like this is getting kind of crazy. And obviously, they're like, it's coming from a place of like ignorance and bigotry, and it's like it comes to like a point to where like as a comic book fan, I don't see you as my equal anymore. Like, I feel like I'm better than you because why are you saying this stupid ass shit? Why are you going to watch movies and play video games with these characters where like they specifically say, like they're Spider-Man, they're a great successor of this person, and yet you still don't want to deny it. And you've had this talk before on the podcast to where a mantle is a mantle, and people get that confused with like a lot of things. Like, for example, Green Lantern. There's a Green Lantern Corps, but only people like specifically want Hal Jordan as a Green Lantern. And and we always talk about with Spider-Man, like other people, including live action, have held up the mantle of Spider-Man. But literally, if you open up your ears and watch Into the Spider-Verse again, the actual creator of Spider-Man, Stan Lee, with his own cameo, said anyone can wear the mask. But no, whenever it comes to Miles Morales, he's just Miles Morales. Fuck you. Seriously, like, when you say that dumbass shit, like, you look stupid. You look and sound stupid. So then I guess Barry Allen isn't the Flash. Wallace West isn't the Flash. Or Sam Wilson isn't Captain America. We've gotten into that.
Yeah.
We've gotten that quite a bit.
Here's what I'll say. If you asked me, like, what year is it? 2023?
Yeah.
Like, if you asked me like 5 or 6, not 5, maybe like 6 or 7 years ago, I to be honest, I was one of those people.
Damn.
Yeah, I was like, yeah, I mean, Peter Parker is Spider-Man and Miles Morales is Miles Morales. Like, he isn't Spider-Man. Like, Peter Parker is the Spider-Man. It doesn't make any sense. and then it's like, we've also said this on the podcast, like, it's okay to have like a preference, but don't like go like shitting on like, somebody who has like the mantle now. Yeah, like, to me, like, I'm always gonna love Peter Parker. I love Miles Morales and all the Spider people, really, but I'm always gonna love Peter Parker. That's my Spider-Man, but after that, I did, I stopped being a dumbass. I was like, oh yeah, Miles Morales is Spider-Man, because why wouldn't he be? Like, even from an in-universe logistical standpoint, he's gonna show up and be like, hey man, I'm Miles Morales because the people told me. Because I can't be Spider-Man. There already is a Spider-Man. Peter Parker's Spider-Man. So, hi, I'm Miles Morales. Just go and fuck his whole shit up. Like, it doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, exactly. And obviously, like, they're pushing Miles Morales to be like this generation's like Spider-Man. Yeah. And like, because
he's hip and cool.
He's hip. He has an
exaggerated swagger.
But like, no, like, but of course, like, it's a thing now to where like, Peter is like just such a honorable character to the point where like it's okay for like him to get like the back burner things. And of course, like, it's not a bad thing. They're not trying to get rid of Peter. And I don't know why people will like also try to say that, oh yeah, because they're pushing Miles so much into like the light. I think they want to get rid of Peter. I
think it comes from not only the success of the Spider-Verse movies, but also Spider-Man 2, the video game.
Exactly. That's here. Yeah.
Spoilers. If you don't want any spoilers, just skip ahead a little bit. I know. I'm talking to the people. Yeah, skip ahead a bit if you don't want spoilers. But at the end, it's pretty much said that, hey, Spider-Man. Well, yeah, Spider-Man. But Miles Morales is essentially taking up the role as the main Spider-Man because Peter is taking a break. And some people took that as, Peter Parker's quitting. He's not quitting. He's just, taking a back seat because he's been doing it for fucking 10 years. And it's like, and the whole scene, it's a really nice scene, but Miles is like, I got this. He doesn't say it, but in my head, I'm like, Peter was doing this for like 10 years on his own when he started when he was 15. Miles Morales started later when he was like, 16, 17, has an incredible mentor in Peter Parker. And yeah, he can do it on his own and he has better powers. Like he's good.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, he's taking a backseat. And then even I think the creator of the game or the head of the game, whatever, basically said that, yeah, when or if there is a Spider-Man 3, Miles is going to be the main focus. And it's like, that makes sense. We had Spider-Man 2018, and obviously that was all focused on Peter and a little bit of Miles. And then Miles has his own little spin-off game. And then we had Spider-Man 2. And while, it is the two Spider-Man, the story is very Peter Parker focused. And we covered a lot of ground with that character, and it's not like Peter's going to disappear. You know what I mean? He's still Spider-Man. He's still I assume he's going to be playable, but like if the focus is on Miles, that's if there's more story potential there, then yeah, go for it. But yeah, like obviously it just doesn't, and the game even shows it too. Like, I think one of the biggest arguments those idiots have, it's like, oh, well, if they're both Spider-Man, that's confusing because there's two Spider-Man, and like, oh, how are you going to differentiate the two? And like in the game, they just call each other Spider-Man. Like it's not that deep. And I thought it was really interesting because I was like, okay, well, in subtitles, if they're both Spider-Man, and they're just going to be like Peter Parker and Miles Morales, and they did a really interesting thing that I even think about, and I was like, oh, that was clever. It both says Spider-Man in the subtitles, but they have a little logo for Miles and Peter, so you know which one's
I've seen talking.
That was really cool. But yeah, obviously Miles Morales is Spider-Man. Like Miles Morales is Miles Morales.
And it's like people are like so they're so scared to like specify themselves. It's like, okay, yeah, like they have names, of course, Miles Morales and Peter Parker, like then just say like which one's who, but they're both Spider-Man. And then yeah, like I feel like that argument is stupid. Is like, well, which one's which? And I'm like, okay, well, I can say the Flash, and like I mean, there's like 10 Flashes I can name off the top of my head.
You say, oh, well, the Flash. Oh, which Flash? You don't go, well, obviously you're talking about Barry Allen because Barry Allen's the only Flash. You know what I mean?
And then if you want to get technical about it, Barry Allen wasn't even the first Flash.
Yeah, it was Jay Garrick.
And then
so is Barry Allen not the Flash?
Yeah, exactly.
And technically, if you want to get even more technical, like Barry Allen's like the forefront now, mostly because of the show. But before that, it was Wally West who was the face of the Flash.
Yeah.
So it's like there's history there, but like we're creating our like a new history essentially with Miles Morales, and then you have like it's not the same thing because this is clearly like race based and shit. But then you have people that are like, a Spider-Gwen is Spider-Gwen, she's not Spider-Woman. It's like, well, that literally makes no sense. It's like, hey, I'm Spider-Gwen. Like that's not gonna work. She's either Spider-Woman or she's Ghost Spider, whichever one you prefer. She goes by either. But there's also several Spider-Women. There's a ridiculous amount of Spider-Men. Like Miguel O'Hara, is he not Spider-Man? Like he is. There's a bunch of different Spider-Man, but like they all single out Miles Morales for pretty obvious reasons.
Exactly. And like I said, like earlier, we've gotten to this on this podcast in such a dreadful manner, but like the whole Sam Wilson Captain America thing. Oh, we'll see. Well, yeah, he's on my cap. Steve is. And I'm like, okay, buddy, like calm down. Like, I mean, he has the mantle now. Sam Wilson has been Captain America for like years now, like almost like a decade. And so it's okay to like have a preference, just don't be a dick about it.
Yeah, and it's like, oh, Bucky would have been a better Cap. Would he though? Like he has, like the only thing Bucky has that one up Sam is powers.
like powers and like abilities, because like yeah,
because
and
ultimately like they set it up, number one, like they give it a little like a nod to like Bucky Cap in the first movie, and technically Winter Soldier because he carries the shield, but like like if you think about it for 2 seconds, Bucky makes literally no sense. He's a war criminal. He has literally committed multiple atrocities.
Exactly.
Like, yeah, then, let's make him the face of America.
And then not only that, like, yeah, Bucky was like Captain America in the comics, but he wasn't even there for like that long.
Yeah, and Sam Wilson has been Captain America for a hot minute.
Yeah, exactly. So it's like it doesn't make any sense. And then, and even right now, like, speaking of comics, like they just right now, like they're doing something with like Miles Morales, like. Well, I mean, they're doing something else with the Ultimate Universe, but yeah, like right now, like they're pushing him in the comics and stuff like that too, which is really really cool. But like, yeah, this whole thing is just like some like fucking race bait, ignorant bullshit, and of course, like it's a thing now too. Like, you know, it's gonna get like worse, and like the whole topic is gonna get like brought up again because. You know, people are just fucking stupid and they don't keep up with this shit, and that's why like I am superior to you who don't fucking like want to be ignorant and don't read comics and shit like that.
That's on God. And like, do you even keep it to Sam Wilson? Like, Sam Wilson even has his own successor. There's multiple Falcons. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
Like, so it's like I forgot the dude's name, the character's name, but he was in Falcon and the Winter Soldier. And so is he just
Torres? I forgot his first name. His last name is Torres.
I almost said, nah, I knew it. Never mind. But like, yeah, he's gonna be Falcon. But like, so is he just like? Is it gonna be like, oh, only Sam Wilson's Falcon? Like, no one's gonna do that. Like the only time this happens is when it's a black person taking up the mantle. Because you even like there was a little bit of it when it came out, but like it subsided real quickly. Unlike this Miles Morales shit, Kate Bishop as Hawkeye, no one gives a shit. They're both Hawkeye, but no one's like, you must be talking about Clint because he's the only like, no one does that. It's like Kate Bishop, Clint Barton, they're both Hawkeye. No one cares. Like with the Hawkeye show, I can't recall a single person being like, well, that's confusing. Like, no one did that.
Like there's only like one. There's only like even though some people like still kind of do it, like the only person that like kind of like the only like person who they don't do this with as much is Jon Stewart.
True, like, but that's also like I guarantee you that the only reason people don't do that is because like a lot of people grew up with him as the main Green Lantern, especially in the cartoons. It's like, why does there have to be precedent within like your own childhood for you to actually accept that, like as this being a thing? Because like, imagine they did that now, like it'd be going through the exact same thing. But you know, Miles is a relatively new character. When did he come out? Like 2011? Yeah. So like, yeah, in the grand scheme of things, that's like only a little over a decade, which is insane to think about how new that character is. But it's only been a decade. Like, why can't he be Spider-Man? It truly doesn't make any sense.
It's really dumb.
There's not a single reason he can't be other than bigotry.
Here's another person they fucking don't really do this with. Fucking Batman. You know how many successors of Batman and Robin there are? Oh shit. But like they don't fucking talk about that.
Well, there's the Black Batman now.
Yeah. I know. Yeah,
they cover his face.
They do. It's Luke Fox. Because that's Lucius' son.
Yeah.
And then you have like Batwing. Because I know there's two different people. Because I know like Luke Fox is the Batman in the feature, and then Batwing is like, you know, this like he's kind of like present time. I don't know. I forgot his name.
Yeah, and there's also a girl Robin. Don't remember her name.
Stephanie.
Yeah,
Stephanie, that like the forgotten Robin. But yeah, there's so many successors of Robin, but people aren't like that's not confusing. Well, but then again, it's also like a thing to where two of them have like their own like identities, Nightwing and Red Hood. But
Nightwing, Red Hood, Tim Drake, they all, you can differentiate them all.
Of course,
and it would be one thing if they introduced a Black Spider-Man and it was just like a copy and paste of Peter. Then it's like, okay. But like Miles is a different character with different abilities, number one, which is the biggest thing probably. Like he's just a different Spider-Man. What is I don't, none of the reasoning makes sense.
I know. And then I don't know. I feel like when people like say this, when people say that shit, like I feel like they don't back it hard enough. Like
because they can't think of a single actual genuine reason.
Well, like no, like not even like just them saying the comment, but I'm saying like people who people like don't defend like Miles hard enough, at least in my opinion. People are like, I see people fucking agree with that shit.
Well,
like,
I definitely. People argue harder now because of he's grown in popularity so much since Into the Spider-Verse. But yeah, back in the day, it definitely was like, honestly, the people who were saying like, oh, Miles Morales is Miles Morales were probably the ones coming out on top because it was just it was a different time. But yeah, now, a lot of people are better about it, I guess. But yeah, a lot of people are, again, it's been 10 years. So like a lot of the people who I guess like because the character was created in 2011, maybe grew up with that character and are now old enough to like be like, hey, shut the fuck up. It's a vicious cycle, which we see a lot. It's like something new happens, something changes, people are like, ooh, I don't like this, it's not like what I'm used to. And then the people who grew up with the new thing and are like, hey, I like this actually, and one could say it's actually better than the thing you like. And then the same thing happens, the new generation, something changes and they're like, what is this? Star Wars basically is what I'm saying.
Oh yeah, no, for sure. I don't know, man. If you're being fucking ignorant and speaking of a place of bigotry because of some legacy characters, like you're a fucking loser. Legacy characters have always existed longer than people have been alive. So I don't know. People are just being fucking weird.
He even started out as in a universe where Peter Parker was dead. So it's like, he was literally the only Spider-Man.
Exactly.
It doesn't. So people are gonna.
I'm telling you, bro. They don't know this shit, bro.
Usually,
they don't know this shit. They don't fucking read. They can't read.
Usually, I try to think of like, okay, what is like? I'm trying to like get in their head, like what could they possibly think of as to like why they think this way. I don't even remember of why I thought that. Like, why did I think that?
Because you don't read comics.
Well, hang on there.
Okay.
Wait a minute. Imagine if they... Oh, wait, have they? I don't think they have. It'd be a hard thing to be a successor for, but like Daredevil. It's just another blind dude.
Daredevil has like no successors.
Imagine if they did that though. Like, people would be like, wait a minute. And it's a black guy. Wait a minute.
Yeah, it's fucking Devil Dare. You want to know what's even crazy too? There's like a successor. There's a successor to Rorschach, and he's black.
Really?
Yeah, the new Rorschach is black.
They should probably
He has like his own. He has his own comic book too. Like it came out in like 2021, like the new Rorschach or something like that. Or it came out like super recently. But yeah, Rorschach is like black.
Just changing the character's race doesn't make sense. Like you guys gonna get mad if they do a White Panther? Like.
They always do that shit too. They always bring that shit up.
I mean, like, look, if they did that, I would be annoyed because it should be Black Panther. But if you're going to do that, cast Ryan Gosling. It's the only choice.
Like, and if you like really want to get like technical about it, there's like was a White Panther who went by the name of White Wolf, and it's like they had like, you know, Wakanda adopted this like, you know, like little white boy, and like he kind of had like a Killmonger type of thing where he was like, yeah, I kind of want to like spread out Wakanda's resources to the world, and he had like his own army. Yeah. But his suit looks fucking dope though. So if they ever did do something like that in Black Panther, I would like to see that. Suit's pretty dope. But I don't know, man. Like it's just like this crazy thing. Like
there aren't a ton of like Iron Man success. Like there's Iron Heart, but it's not like she's Iron Man.
There's Iron Heart, and there's like, you know,
people don't like Ironheart, but honestly that's for just good reason generally, because
they don't like comic Ironheart is horrible. Like I don't know.
Thank God they changed her in the MCU, at least for now. Who knows when her show comes out, but like I like her in the MCU for now.
There was another person in,
kind of wish they gave her the hair, but how's she gonna fit all that in the Iron Man helmet? Who knows? Movie magic.
There's also there's like Nathaniel Stark from like a different universe, which Nathaniel Stark was like, you know, they said Nathaniel Richards, that's what it is. That's like a different Iron Lad. That's his name.
Kang.
Iron Lad. Yeah, it's Kang. But I wouldn't even say he's like a successor. He's like more so like a different variant. He's a variant, like he's a variant of a variant type of thing. Like, let's see. Yeah, there's not really that much of like successors for Iron Man.
Yeah, the tides are turning though, in you know, people not being weird about this shit. But it is weird how big it got, and I trended on Twitter and shit. Because after the Spider-Verse movies and after, you know, Miles being in the games, I thought we were over this.
Yeah,
at least on a large scale. That is, obviously there's always going to be people that are annoying.
I have nothing else to say except that people are fucking stupid, and if you continue to think like that, then like you are nothing.
So it
sounds hateful for where I'm coming from, but like I swear, like you just sound stupid.
You sound hateful?
Yeah, I swear I sound like hateful.
Why? I mean,
when I say that,
when it's justified. It's like, goddamn, I hate these blackies interfering with my media, with my superheroes. That's what they sound like.
Yeah, the whole fucking the whole go woke, go broke crowd.
These goddamn coloreds in my comic book media.
Yeah, I'm tired of seeing LGBTQ representation, even though it's been around since like the 70s.
They're shoving it down my throat. What are we supposed to tell our kids? That man can kiss other men? And then there's the whole Gwen is trans thing. That's a whole different thing. That's still volatile, because the whole trans thing is still very new. Not that trans people just started popping up now, but like it being like normalized is very new. What do you think, Torn? Is Gwen trans?
I don't know. If it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, it doesn't.
Yeah, I'm pretty much in the same boat. I think of the film, like, as a lot of people, like Will is like very adamant, like Gwen is trans. I absolutely 100% agree it's an allegory, but I think that's all it is. It's just a coming out allegory. But yeah, if she is, she is. Cool. I'm not going to be mad about it. It is what it is. But man, I'm really happy that I've changed. Because, yeah, I used to be the Miles Morales crowd. I also used to be like, maybe stop pushing this LGBTQ shit down my throat. No, I wasn't that harsh about it, but I was like, I'm fine with it, just as long as you don't like. I was like, as long as you don't like shove it down my throat. I was a fucking idiot. I wish I could slap myself. I mean, I could slap myself, but I wish I could slap my past self.
Yeah, I had nothing else to say.
Yeah, you do.
I don't.
Well,
about this topic, I don't.
Yeah, you do, because you were, back in the day, you were very homophobic.
What?
Yeah, you were throwing around the F slur like crazy back in the day. I mean,
I don't know about that.
Like every other sentence.
Every other sentence is crazy.
I mean, you were saying it. So I mean, I don't know.
I mean,
we tell the truth here, and that's
I mean, like when I was like 13,
whoa,
I did.
admitting it. That's crazy. Bro was saying the F slur a decade ago. That is cancelable. That's a cancelable offense right there.
I guess.
People are complicated. We could say all this stuff about, you know, people being idiots about all this, but also cancel culture is kind of crazy. But also it isn't. I love how complicated and nuanced things are, and it's almost like most things are not black and white. And except this, Miles Morales is Miles Morales, because that's stupid. That's the black. Wait, that's the white? Maybe the black shouldn't always be bad. Maybe, you know, the black sheep of the family. Maybe we should change that term. Master bedroom? Kind of crazy. Did you watch anything this week?
I did watch something this week. Many things, actually.
Oh.
I wish I could watch more, but I didn't. It's so hard trying to find movies to watch on the streaming services because it's like everything's so scattered, and then like I have like lots of movie recommendations, but like they don't put like where, like, you know, like where to watch them, so I have to like look. So I watched From Dusk Till Dawn. Other than Faculty, I think it's like a really great Robert Rodriguez film. Of course, it stars Quentin Tarantino and George Clooney, in which it's my first time seeing George Clooney act that wasn't Batman, so I was kind of like jarring to see at first, but he does really, really well. I like it. Of course, it was made in 1996, so like they say like a lot of things that you know, that would fly by today. They yeah, I think it's a really cool like movie. I think it's really dope. You know, like it has like monsters and like all that stuff in it too. Really solid special effects for the time. And I know there's like 2 sequels and like a series, but like I don't know if I'm gonna watch all that, to be honest, because I know like the series explains like what happens, like, you know, like it's kind of like Mesoamerican culture type of thing, which is cool. So
Spy Kids is better.
Huh?
Spy Kids is better.
Spy Kids. Yeah. I'll have to rewatch those movies. I haven't seen them in a long time.
Spy Kids?
Yeah, I haven't seen them in like a long time.
I think the first one still holds up. I can't speak for the other two though.
Pretty good. Yeah, the third one. There's a lot of like talk about the third one recently.
I love the third one, but also it's trash.
It's like it's like just super rushed. It's kind of crazy.
It's not rushed. It's just the special effects are bad because it's the early 2000s.
Elijah Wood gets like 2 seconds of screen time.
He does.
And he's like destroyed.
But he eats it. Eats that 2 seconds. He was a god in that 2 seconds. One of his best performances, if we're honest.
Okay. Then
explain
I
to the people why you gave Blade a 5.
I didn't give Blade a 5.
You gave Blade a fucking 5.
I gave Blade a 2.5 stars, dude.
That's a 5 out of 10.
No, it's not. People were giving that shit like a 4. I don't know. I know there's a lot of people that love Blade, and I respect why. For me, this movie it didn't really hold up as it did like whenever I was a kid. Then again, I've only like it's like another fever dream movie for me whenever I was a kid. But like I don't know, like the characters are like really, really dull and they're not really that interesting. Wesley Snipes, like obviously he's like the main focus, and like this is coming from like I haven't read any Blade comics. I just know of like his feats as like a person, but like I haven't read his comics, so I can't really like gauge at its fullest on how Blade's supposed to act. I mean, not act, but like how he's supposed to, like, to be. But I mean, Wesley Snipes like he barely makes a movie like bearable. Not a fan. Like just I don't like the characters at all. The love interest, like quote unquote love interest, or the female lead, I did not care for her. Like I feel like if she had died, it wouldn't have changed the movie. The antagonist or the villain, Deacon Frost, don't like him. He looks like he came out of like a, you know, early 2000s like album cover. Don't like him at all. I just did not like this movie as much as I wanted to. And you know, I was like, oh, you know, I'll watch the trilogy. I don't even think I'm gonna watch the trilogy. like the rest of it. I don't think
No,
I
watch
watched.
Blade 2 because Blade Trinity is notoriously trash.
Yeah, I know.
But I think people like Blade 2 more. It's also Guillermo del Toro.
That is true. So, yeah, okay.
I'd at least watch 2. Don't watch 3 unless you want to see more Ryan Reynolds.
Yeah, I forgot that Guillermo directed it because I was looking through the movies that I wanted to watch on Max. But yeah, so I watched Blade, and then I watched Titan, which is
Titan?
French for titanium.
Titan.
It's a French film. Oh,
Bruce really watching French movies.
Oh my god! I don't even know what I watched, to be honest. It's a really weird thing. It's really weird, but I understand what was going on, yet I didn't know. You want me to just explain to you what happens?
Yes.
So, spoilers, whoever wants to watch Titan or whatever, who cares? Basically, at the beginning of the movie, this like girl gets into a car crash and she has like a titanium like plating in her head and shit like that, and she has like titanium like, I think she has a titanium like rod in her spine or whatever. And so like, you know, throughout like her life, she's like kind of like she's like a dancer, right? And she like, you know, she's a dancer, she's dancing on top of this car, and then like also it's like revealed that she's like a serial killer. So after she kills somebody, you hear banging on like this door, and you see like the car light up, like it's like the car she was dancing on earlier. I just don't know if this is like worse than bestiality or what.
What?
But yeah, she gets fucked by the car.
Huh?
Yeah. It's
that's not bestiality. The car's not a beast.
No. I'm saying I'm not sure of what happened in that movie is worse than bestiality.
Oh. Wait, she gets fucked. She doesn't fuck. She gets fucked by the car.
Like yeah. She like willingly like she goes into the car and it starts fucking her and then impregnates her.
What?
And then throughout the movie she's like oozing fucking like motor oil and shit.
Huh?
And because she's a serial killer and she had already killed people, she like she changes her look so she like looks more masculine. And because she looks more masculine, one of the people that were like missing in the movie get like, she basically looks like a person that was missing in the movie, and then this like police chief like takes her in and he thinks that she's her son or whatever, and like of course he doesn't know, and she doesn't really talk throughout like the second act or the third act of the movie barely. Long story short, she gives birth to like the kid. It's an actual baby that has like titanium in his spine, and like she fucking dies. It's it's a very weird like movie because it's like a body horror psychological like thriller. It's really fucking weird. Yeah, that's something. And then I watched Censor. It's good. I like it. It's a British film and it takes place like in the 70s 80s, where like you know how Britain is, they have like a certain law to where like things can get, like horror movies can't have like a certain like violence limit, and basically when you're a censor you have to cut down all the parts to make it the movie pass. And basically as like she's watching these movies, she unlocks like some like trauma that she had, where basically she left her sister somewhere and she like got abducted or whatever, and so she becomes like more paranoid and more manic like throughout the movie, and she's trying to find out who her sister is through like directors and like producers and stuff, and it's a pretty solid movie. And that's all that I watched, but I'm gonna watch more movies before I leave today. So
I watched I'm still disturbed.
Yeah, no, dude. It's a very weird thing.
I can't get over the being fucked by the car thing.
Well, the thing is that she climbs into the car, right? And she's in the back seat, and it's weird because like it's like a bondage thing too. So like the seat belts are like holding her fucking arms up, and she's just getting like fucking rammed through some point, like at some way in the car.
So you don't explicitly see it. It's just or not.
No. I mean, like you don't see like a fucking like car dick or anything. You see her like getting, you see her like fucking like tits out and everything, just like getting like fucked. And like the camera's like shaking like on the inside too. It's like it's funny because like the car has like hydraulics, so it's like going up. Like there's like exterior shots of like the car going up and shit. It's so fucking funny.
And this is,
but it's weird.
This is consensual car sex.
Yeah, because I mean, like she walks in, but
with the intention of getting fucked by the car.
Well, like I mean, like obviously, like the context is that like, so basically how I interpreted it, because like she has the titanium in her like body, is that like she is obsessed with like things that are like, you know, with metal, because like even like, and it's also like a bit of foreshadowing too, because like when she walks out of the hospital, she's all fine and everything. She walks up to like the car that crashed, or like there's like a new car outside of the hospital, and she kisses it. So that's like a foreshadowing thing. And she has like a metal sticker in her hair that she like fucking sass people with, and like, yeah, it's this whole like foreshadowing thing, and it's like a whole thing of like, yeah, she has like this condition called like, it's like a where you're like, you have a sexual thing with objects. I think it's called objectophilia or something like that. So they're showcasing that throughout the film, or in that moment at least. It's very fucking weird, and like I said, like it like kind of fucked me up, because it's like, why a car? It's like, why? Like,
why am I watching this?
Yeah, you know, and it's funny because like whenever I was on TikTok, and it's like movie recommend, like it's like what the fuck did I just watch movies, and I was part of that list. But I've also been wanting to watch Titan for like a long time, because like, yeah. So I don't know.
You should see I think it's called Pretty Young Woman.
Oh yeah, Greta Gerwig.
Is that Greta Gerwig?
Yeah, I think so. No. I think that's
You're thinking Women. Little Women, yeah,
Little Women, yeah.
No.
It got women in the title. So, let me see. You mean Promising Young Woman?
Yes, Promising Young Woman. That's my bad.
With Bo Burnham.
Yeah, Alison Brie.
I'll watch it.
Adam Brody.
If I can find it.
Alfred Molina. If you could, it says it's free on Amazon Prime.
Well, then again, I typed in Pretty Young Woman instead of Promising Young Woman.
So that's my bad. But yeah, you should watch that.
Yeah, on Prime. Okay, yeah, I'll watch it. Anyway, what did you watch?
I watched. I watched two things. I think. Well, technically, I've been watching three. Whatever. I watched of the first couple episodes of the Scott Pilgrim anime on Netflix, and I'm telling you, it's different. It is different. It is. I was like, wait, I'm pretty sure. I don't have much knowledge of the graphic novel, but I'm pretty sure it's not like this. I'm pretty sure. Obviously, the cast is incredible because it's the cast from the movie. I feel like Michael Cera is like doing an anime voice, but like in a good way. I don't know. It's just like less Michael Cera. I don't even know how to describe that. But yeah, everyone's obviously doing a great job. The animation is incredible. It's you know obviously taking anime cues while keeping the graphic novel style. It does it incredibly well. I'm only 2 episodes in, but I'm definitely gonna watch the rest of it. It's 8 episodes. I don't know if it's like I don't know how, if it's like a 1 season thing or they're gonna do. I have no idea. But it's great so far. And I also watched. I'm halfway through Lovecraft Country, which is the show on HBO Max with Jonathan Majors and others. I forgot the actress's name. She plays Black Canary in Birds of Prey. Regardless, it's a really good show. It gives me like Doom Patrol vibes but like without the comedy. There's a lot of like, because it's Lovecraft, there's a lot of like weird creatures, a lot of violence, but it's also like real weird. Yeah, it reminds me a lot of Doom Patrol. It's like Doom Patrol for black people. Think of it like that. It's that's exactly what it is. Couple Loki alumni, Jonathan Majors, B-15 is in it, and her character is the most recent episode I watched was really fascinating with her character, and she was the lead of that episode. It's a series that's like, it's connected. There is a through line, but each episode, unless it's a little bit of a bigger arc, like the first 2 episodes are directly tied to each other, but the 3rd, 4th, and 5th episode are they're tied together, but they're handling their own different like issues separately. That's the only way I can describe it without spoiling it. But I also watched the 2nd season of Welcome to Wrexham, which is the docu-series with Ryan Reynolds and Rob McElhenney, because they bought the Wrexham football team in Wales, and it was fucking fantastic. I think I've talked about it on the podcast before, but I started the series initially because I'm a big fan of Ryan Reynolds and Rob McElhenney. I was like, I'd love to see more of them, and it's a docu-series, so it's not like they're playing characters, they're just being themselves generally. But then I ended up staying and continued to watch the series because of the other people involved in the series, the team and the people behind the scenes for the football team. It's just a great series. As someone who couldn't give a flying fuck about sports, let alone football or soccer, it had me completely hooked all the way through the first season, and especially all the way through the second. Truly great series, and I'd recommend it to literally anyone, even if you don't like sports. It was great. But yeah, that's pretty much all I watched, unless I'm forgetting something, but I don't think I am. Yeah. So is that the show?
That is the show.
All right. Well, thank you everyone for listening to the Avengers podcast. If you want to follow us, we're at Avengenerds on Twitter. That's AVENGE nerds, all one word. If you want to follow either one of us, you can reach me at @itzenith_ on Twitter. Where can they reach you?
At Touring Guy on Instagram.
Awesome. There's also a Discord if you'd like to join the conversation there. Those will be linked in the show notes. You can also check out our link tree for any additional links you may be interested in. You can also review the show in-app on Apple Podcasts. If you could leave 5 stars in a review, it would really help us out. Thanks again for listening to the Avengers podcast. We'll see you next week.
Later.